Can y'all hear us? Are we live yet? Man, there's a lot of sounds happening here.
There's too much stuff going on.
I wonder.
You're blowing my mind.
What happened?
You're blowing my mind, Lloyd. What are you doing over there?
I don't know, but we got an echo for sure, so I might have to try to.
I don't have an echo. I'm all good. That sounds fine to me. I don't hear anything. So
you do have an echo. I promise you.
But I
don't. All right. Can anybody hear us? Oh, they said they can hear a lot of music. Now what? I want to make sure everybody can hear us before we go live, before we start doing anything, because we're live. Okay, Raven Rose said yes. I guess that means that she can hear us. Okay, Todd says no echo from our end. Ashley says hi everyone. Yay! So we're actually live now, Charles, and people can actually hear us. What do you think of that? Is that pretty amazing or what? I know. It says, Todd says, can hear you. You turned Charles off. What? Charles is off? Oh, okay. There it is. I hear Lloyd, but no Charles. All right. So now I'm going to fix this. All right. Here we go. Let me get my knuckles cracked here. All right. All right. So instead of that setting, we're going to try this setting. Now can they hear us? She said, could hear Charles at first, but not now. Oh, Todd said that. Sorry. All right. Can y'all hear us now? If not, then I have to change another setting.
Can you hear me? Can you dig it, brothers and sisters? Can you dig it? We will not stand up to the man. No, we will not. We will bring the man down.
I don't think they can hear us at all now. Oh, wait, Allie.
Wait.
Oh, okay. Nope, they're right. They can hear both now.
Bless
Bam!
America.
So we got it. But I got an echo of some sort, so I don't know what that's all about. But
I don't got an echo. I'm fine.
You do? Okay.
No, well, I don't. I'm good.
If you don't, then awesome. Cool. All right, guys.
It's not good because you have one.
No, if I have an echo, then that's fine. It's just minor, so whatever. All right, guys. So everybody can hear us. Well, look, there all these people are watching us, Charles. We got to say hello to them.
We got no likes though. We got no likes on YouTube, so I didn't.
Oh, 0 likes. 0 likes. Can you believe that? Come on, guys.
Well, we went to 4 now.
Sweet. I guess they can hear us, right?
I think so. All right, guys. Well, if you can hear me, clap once, and I don't care how many times you clap because I can't hear you anyway. But just do it anyway.
I'm gonna flip over to Twitch and see who we got over there.
Who's on Twitch?
Huh? Richie Rich, 4 zeros and then a 7. He's quadruple 0 instead of 000. What's up, Richie? Mr. 80s is watching us over there.
What about Bob, Lloyd?
I don't see Bob. I don't see Bob. All right, so
turn my volume up, dude. There's too many requests tonight. Let's just end it. Let's just end. That's all you guys get tonight.
That's it. Show's over.
All right.
All right. So I'm gonna go to YouTube and see who's watching us now. We got Todd Lewis, Charles Anderson, Travis Brown,
Todd Lewis.
That's right. Lloyd Cryer is here. Hi, Lloyd.
Hey, Lloyd Cryer.
Brad Bingham and Jesse Watts. What is up? Raven Rose, Allie Tappa, and who else we got here? Raven, Pixie 590.
Pixie 590 is in the house.
Right. Ashley Guillory, T West,
What's up, T West and Ashley? Again, everybody.
Uh, Neil McElhaney. Ooh,
Hey,
Dirk Jason Hall is here. Kolchak Pertwee. Phil's Creepy Videos is here. CG is here. There's a lot of people.
C. All right. Well, who's the person who gave us a thumbs down on YouTube? I think that's Kolchak. So Kolchak, thank you for the thumbs down. That's what it says here. And we've only got 4 likes. So either like us or give us a thumbs down. I don't care. It all works the same in YouTube's algorithm. So go for it. Have fun.
I just refreshed it and we have 12 thumbs up. Sweet. So thank you guys.
I'm
I
excited.
don't know,
about
where
the
is
12 thumbs
Chrissy?
up.
Todd Lewis wants to know where Chrissy is. Does anyone know
Chrissy's
where
right there.
Chrissy is?
She's right there. I see her.
I thought she was. Where's she at?
She posted below him. Two down.
Ah, there it is. Hi, Frightmare peeps. There she is.
Chrissy. Let's do our Chrissy song. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chrissy, she's so pissy. Make sure that she's not hissy. Chrissy. He really wrote that. It took us 16 days to write that song.
16 days. That was a long time. That was the longest 16 days of my life.
Was the long 16 days. I haven't walked right since.
That's right. And YouTube, Brad said YouTube needs reaction buttons like Facebook. Yeah, I agree.
I concur, Brad. I'm a concur with you. So guys, we're rolling into 1965. I'm super excited. 1965 was not that good of a year, but there's some good stuff. I didn't have an honorable mentions video this time at all. After we had really solid years with 63 and 64, it seems like 65, everybody just kind of gave up. They were like, all right, well, we're going to make 1 or 2 movies. And there's I'm going to say there is quite a few in 65, but most of them are junk. There's a lot of independent film. Like this is like 65 was like the rise of like really shitty independent cinema on the like 8mm camcorder.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But there's a couple. So we have 13 movies on the list tonight, and that's basically all 13. There's no honorable mentions, like I said. There's no more to add on to it. We got 13, guys. Lucky number 13. And I stretched it to 13 because I was at 11. I was like, I gotta hit 13. And I did it. Took a little bit, but I did it. I found them.
Awesome. Yeah,
What?
I gotta tell you, there's only a couple on here that are really a big deal to me. You know, there's a lot. Only a couple. Yeah, and we'll get into that. Maybe more than a couple, but very close.
Very close. All right. Well, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do, Lloyd? You wanna start talking about them, or do you wanna dance some more?
Let's go ahead and kick it off. I see.
All right, you do it, Lloyd. What do you got?
All right. First one on the list. The daughter of a psychotic magician must stay in his mansion for 7 nights in order to inherit his fortune. First released in the U.S. January 13th, 1965, it's the American horror film 2 on a Guillotine, produced and directed by William Conrad. We know about this one. I don't think I've ever seen this one, Charles.
You know,
2 on a Guillotine.
2 on a Guillotine is it's a weird movie. It's got a split. Every critical like rating you've ever seen this movie is horrible. This movie has a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. But the audience rating is the polar opposite. This movie has like a 6.3 on IMDb, and it's not that good, but it's kind of fun, and it's an interesting movie because this is a time when Warner Brothers pushed a lot of their director duties to really inexperienced TV people because it was cheaper. There was a few movies like that. This was one. William Conrad directed this, and he's not really known for much, but what I think everybody may know him from is he was the original narrator of Rocky and Bullwinkle for like the first 7 years of Rocky and Bullwinkle. Was he really? Conrad. Yeah, that's William Conrad. He's that good of a director. This movie it's fun though. It's not. You got to go in and understanding that this is going to be kind of a movie that's trying to be really good, but it's just really silly and stupid.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of fun with it, I think, even if it's the fact that you're probably making fun of it a little bit. But Connie Stevens is in this. Connie Stevens is a great actress. I really like her in this movie. And Cesar Romero is actually in this.
Oh, he is. Okay. All right. Are you guys still hearing Charles okay? Because I made some adjustments. I think I found the issue. Oh, they said they lost you. So let me try something else. I think you are. Ask everybody else. Let's see. How's that, guys? I was making some adjustments because I see issues. Okay. All right. Try talking again, Charles. Can y'all hear Charles and can you hear me? No? Let's see. How's that, guys? I can hear you fine. Yeah. Dirk Jason Saul says, can't hear Charles. Lloyd loud and clear, no Charles. Go ahead, Charles. Try to talk for me. I was trying to fix these issues, but now try it.
Hello.
Test.
Oh, hello.
All right, how about now? Can you hear? Go ahead and try Charles.
What am I trying? Hello. Hello. Hello.
There's Michelle S. Yep, I think they got you again, Charles.
Oh,
Dirk Jason Hall said yep. All right, sweet. All right, so I think we're back and we're good. You were just talking about 2 on a guillotine, and you were saying that Cesar Romero's in it, Connie Stevens.
Connie Stevens is in this one. You know, Connie Stevens is a fun actress. Cesar Romero in this, like I was saying, it's nice to see Cesar Romero in something outside of television. You know, he's a great actor. He did a lot of their films, but this one's actually fun. I love the poster art for this. This is a great poster art.
It really is.
Poster art's probably a lot more effective than the actual film itself, but I think it's still a pretty fun film. Like I said, it's one that a lot of audiences like. So if you're down for gothic films, I mean, give this one a watch. It's fun. It's not streaming anywhere for free or paid, but you could rent it for $2 on Amazon. And there's like a Blu-ray that came out. It's a Warner Brothers Direct Blu-ray. It's like $17 on Amazon. So 2 on a guillotine. On a guillotine.
They're saying your volume is kind of low, which I don't get because I've got all the volumes pegged all the way up. Yeah. So I
can't lean into mine no more.
You know what? Let me try this. All right. How's that? Is that better for everybody? Charles, go ahead. Now you're gone, period. Did you change something?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm just talking into my microphone. This is my same microphone.
All right, cool. I'm not going to touch anything else. So, Charles, let's go on to the next one because I think you're back, and I'm just not going to make. I'm not going to.
You're not going to touch anything again. You're not going to do anything else.
I'm trying.
Sure?
I'm trying, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get it fixed while we're on. So we'll just go. Everybody can hear you, so we're good.
Oh, right. Well, if you can hear me, you can hear me. If you can't hear me, I'd recommend taking some classes on reading lips because they're out there and it's a pretty noteworthy profession. So
that's right.
Go for it.
That's right.
Go for it. I'm gonna be really happy for you. Now
the
next one though.
I have
next
no
one, I
idea
think,
what
is
this is, Charles.
this is
No
one of Lloyd's
idea.
favorite movies, actually. That's Lloyd said, make sure you put it on there, Charles. I was like, Lloyd, you don't even know what this movie is. And he's like, this is my absolute mint slip favorite movie. And I was like,
My
shit,
mint
Lloyd.
slip
Mint
favorite.
slip. Let me take a drink of my leprechaun cup here while we talk about mint slips, Lloyd. Here's to a mint slip.
Mint slip.
Ooh, it's tingly. All right, guys. I've seen this movie and it's fantastic. Let me just tell you that. Mystery surrounds a house, which is reportedly haunted by singing and dancing ghosts and ghouls. Okay, I'm sorry, I kind of broke up there. This was first released in India, January of 1965. It's an Indian Hindi language horror comedy film called Bhoot Bungla. Now, Lloyd, I want you to say Bhoot Bungla for me. Say it.
Bhoot Bungla. How's
Bhoot
that? Did I do
Bungla.
okay? I have
You
no
did.
idea what Bhoot Bungla is.
Well,
Have you actually seen this, Charles?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
Bhoot Bungla literally translates to haunted house. That's what it means. And
Well, kind of like a bungalow.
Bungla, sure.
Okay.
Just play the trailer, please. Just do it.
Just play the trailer.
Boot Bungla me, please. Do it. Boot me.
All right,
Boot
here we
me.
go. I'm gonna bungle your boot.
Bungle my booty. Come on. Do it.
Is this an episode of I Love Lucy? Is Ricky Ricardo gonna come in and go, Lucy, you can't be at the club?
Lucy, you got splaining to do, Lucy. Oh, Lucy. Lucy. It's
Wow.
1955. Don't burn the roast, Lucy. Don't do it.
She was like 2 inches from the steering wheel just now.
This is Bhoot Bungla. This is a bewildering film. Let me just say the word.
Bewildering?
Yes, bewildering. That's all you can say about this movie. It is it's very strange. There's lots of dancing in it. I can't do it seriously. It's so bad. I'm sorry. It's so funny. The whole movie. Okay, Booty Bungie. Okay, let me get back to
Booty Bungalow.
Booty Bungalow. Dude. No, that was the name of the film that we made, Lloyd. Booty Bungalow was
Booty
our film.
Bungalow.
Booty Bungalow, starring Charles Dawes and Lloyd Cryer, introducing their sidekick, Mint Slip. Where shall we go today, Mint Slip? Let's go to the Booty Bungalow.
The Booty Bungalow.
Oh God, this is the first movie directed by a guy named Mahmood, and Mahmood was he was a really well-renowned Indian singer, dancer, actor, and well, he didn't direct many other films because Mahmood's not that good of a director. All right. But he was known for being an actor. He was in a lot of Bollywood films. This is a really early intake into a really early entry into horror for Bollywood. Being of all serious, it's actually an interesting movie. It's a lot of fun. It's not meant to dance for 27 minutes. That's every Bollywood movie. They're like, all right, let's do it. And this movie doesn't. This movie doesn't disappoint if you want something interesting and weird. And again, the guy who directed this, well-known. He was actually a super well-known comedic actor in India in the 50s and 60s. And this is a time when a movie like this would have never been seen by American audiences. The Mahmood would never have been seen by American audiences at that time. And anything he did, or anything he would have done at the time, it's just at the time, Indian films were meant for India. There wasn't a distribution among other countries really, except directly close to it, Nepal, stuff like that. So I think this is an important film just for the time period. and just to sort of appreciate some of these efforts from other countries. And India knew that they weren't going to make a scary movie. That wasn't the Indian culture. So they made something that was really reminiscent of like a goofy William Castle film, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, if you like, I don't know, if you like a singing and dancing version of The Ghost of Mr. Chicken, then you'll probably like this, because that's pretty much what this is. So, unfortunately, so you can't get this movie nowhere, but it is actually streaming for free on Plex, which surprised the shit out of me when I looked it up, because I've never seen this anywhere. And Plex has this on there, streaming free with ads. Bhoot Bungla. This movie has never been released on VHS, DVD, or Blu-ray in the United States, ever. No home audio format in the US has ever had this. There is a DVD of this in India, China, and the United Kingdom from about 15 years ago. Never released on anything, though, that is compatible with us. Never streamed in America. I can guarantee you, if you watch this at your house, you may be the first time this was ever shown in your state. It's probably so. I'll just go ahead and watch it just for that factor. It's a lot of fun.
And you said it's on Plex streaming right now?
Mm-hmm.
Holy moly.
Plex,
I'm going to look it up right now.
Free with ads. I was like, what?
Bhoot Bungla.
Bhoot Bungla.
I'll have to go to Just Watch probably and find it, because it's not popping up in Plex for me. Is Plex on Just Watch?
Yeah, that's where it actually popped up as. I dropped it into Just Watch and it said on Plex. I was like, well, that surprises the hell out of me.
That is crazy.
I don't know where Plex got it. It's probably it's like a crazy guy who works at Plex like me who's like, I'm gonna put all this on there free with
there
ads.
It is. Bhoot Bungla.
Bhoot Bungla
comes up, and there it is. It's also on Eros Now. I don't know what that is, but I am putting this on my Plex watch list.
Yeah, Eros Now is actually it's a VOD, but it's a VOD for India only, I think.
Oh, really?
So it's kind of interesting if that pops up on the US. You could hit a VPN and pull that in, Eros. But Eros is basically, it may be on the US now. Eros is basically a station that only shows Indian films and television, stuff like that.
So on the Just Watch page, Charles, people who liked Bhoot Bungla also liked Saturday Night Fever.
Yes, of course they did.
The Legend of Hell House.
Okay, that's because it's me. I'm the only person who watched this damn movie. This is my playlist.
Okay, let's see what else. If you watch Bhoot Bungla, what else are you gonna watch? I Am Zozo.
This is me. It's just pulling me up.
The Conjuring.
I Am Zozo. I Am Zozo is a 2012 horror film. That's on Tubi as well.
Yeah. The Changeling.
Yeah, it's me. It's just following me, Lloyd. That's just me.
And Witchery with Linda Blair and everyone's favorite singer, or Germany's favorite singer, David Hasselhoff.
That is me, because I just brought Witchery up to you recently. It's just following me.
It's all you.
I bet
you're the only one. You're the only one that's watched this.
I bet you if you pull it up, it'll say one person has streamed this in the last 9 years, and it'll be a picture of me going like this, like, "Hey, Bhoot Bungla, guys, it's here."
Bhoot Bungla. Debbie, she says she's late. What are we talking about? We're talking about Charles and Bhoot Bungla. It is
Bhoot Bungla.
Tell her, Charles, what it is.
Bhoot Bungla is an Indian Bollywood comedic horror film. It's like Ghost and Mr. Chicken with some Saturday Night Fever dancing in it, and they go like this: "There is no ghost. You gotta see the ghost. There is a ghost." Bhoot Bungla. That's my dance for you guys. So Bhoot Bungla. It's streaming free for some godforsaken reason on Plex, and I'm the only person who's ever watched it because they're following me on there, and
I'm watching all of your stuff. I want to mention real quick, Dirk Jason Hall just tipped $1.49. What is up?
Yeah.
He gave us $1.49 super sticker or super chatter sticker or a chattery sticker. So thank you. We appreciate that.
He is a chatterer that.
He is obviously a chatterer. So, let's go to the next one, which I think is mine, Charles.
It is yours. It is yours, Lloyd. You can have this one because, yeah, go ahead.
Because this is probably the one of 2 or 3 movies that I've ever seen on this list.
You've never been a young kid watching Bhoot Bungla? Come on.
That's
Booty
right.
Bungla. Come on, Lloyd.
There is something wrong. Do you see the description? It doesn't start. It does. Is that supposed to be aboard?
Aboard.
Okay, we just missed an A. So let me start. Let me read.
I don't know about grammar, you son of a bitch.
Oh, it's okay. I didn't blame you. It happens, man. He just fixed it. You just fixed it. That's awesome. Okay. Aboard a British train, mysterious fortune teller uses tarot cards to read the futures of 5 fellow passengers. First released in London.
I wonder who could be in this movie. I wonder who could be in this movie.
I wonder from this year. First released in London, February 23rd, 1965. It's the British horror film anthology. It's the British horror anthology film, Dr. Terror's House of Horrors, directed by Freddie Francis and starring Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee. An Amicus Pictures release. And of course, I've seen this one because this is an anthology, and I love this movie.
You're a dirty anthology lover. You know that?
I am a
this
dirty
movie also
anthology
has
lover.
Donald Sutherland's in this movie too, isn't he? Is this what I'm thinking of?
Probably. If Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing are in it,
it's got to be Donald Sutherland.
It says Roy Castle. I don't know. I have to go to IMDb.
What the hell is Roy Castle?
Huh?
No, yeah, it's a fun movie. I mean, I think this is the first movie that Freddie Francis did in a while, wasn't it?
Was it? What, did he take a break or something?
I mean, I think it was somebody else because Freddie Francis also did. No, because we've talked about him every year. He did like Paranoiac, Evil of Frankenstein. I'm thinking of somebody else, but yeah.
Well, let's see.
What do you got?
I see Christopher Lee in here. Let's see. Let me go through. Who else were we looking for? There's
Donald Sutherland is in.
There he is. He's in.
All right, I've seen this one then. You know what? I haven't seen this one in a long time, but I know this movie because I remember Donald Sutherland in this movie, and I know Freddie Francis is the director because now it's hit my head, Lloyd. I'm rejuvenated.
You're rejuvenated.
Rejuvenated with horror. All right, rejuvenate me, Lloyd. Tell me about this movie. What you love?
I love everything about it.
Okay.
I'm a big Amicus movie fan, or Amicus movie anthology fan, or whatever. Okay.
Tell me
about it. I really like this movie. It's a lot of fun.
Is it Christopher Lee?
What do you think about it?
I think it's a saucy film because I can't remember shit about this movie. I don't remember anything about this movie, so I'm gonna say I like it. And without ever seeing this, without seeing this movie in about 23 years, I'm gonna say it probably has really good acting because it has these guys in it, and it's an Amicus film, so I'm gonna say it's probably a good anthology. So boom, what do you think?
It is a good one. This was also produced by Milton Subotsky, I think it's Subotsky.
Milton Bradley?
Yeah, he also produced Tales from the Crypt, the 1972 film, and 1986's Maximum Overdrive. Plus, he was a co-producer.
Scare the hell out of you.
Yeah, he was a co-producer on Cat's Eye, The Lawnmower Man, and sometimes they come back again.
You know, Milton Subotsky was one of the founders of Amicus. He was one of the original founders of Amicus, and even after it disbanded,
that makes a lot of sense, Charles.
Yeah, he went into something else because Amicus was disbanded in the mid 70s, and he did something else. He had another production company called I don't remember what it was called, Sorcerer's Stone or something. It was really crazy. I can't remember the name of it. Something about a sorcerer, but yeah, really smart guy. He got into he got into Stephen King adaptations in the 80s and helped produce and finance a lot of those.
Looks like it.
So yeah. I mean, Really cool guy. He made a lot of contributions to horror with a lot of this stuff. I mean, really, I mean, Amicus brought a lot of great films. Having to compete with Hammer Productions at the time was a pain in the ass because they were already established. But Amicus, I
Yeah.
think, held their own. You know, they did pretty well.
I think they did too. I wish, there was more from Amicus, but they did produce quite a bit. So
Yeah, they
what
did
we
some good
have
anthologies.
is
What did
good
we have?
stuff.
House of Drip Blood, right? Volta Horror from Beyond the Grave. There's some good stuff that they brought
Yeah,
out.
and the Tales from the Crypt, and
Tales
you
from the
mentioned
Crypt.
you
What was
mentioned
the early
Vault of
one they
Horror,
did after this? Torture in the Garden or
Torture
Garden
Garden
Torture?
of
Torture Garden.
something like
Good
that.
one.
Yeah.
Uh,
But it's good stuff, and you know that I love Amicus a whole lot.
yeah. You know, I agree. I just can't really remember this one. I know I've seen this one,
Mm-hmm.
but I had to put it on the list because it's an Amicus film. But I didn't get a chance to go back and rewatch it. So I'm gonna actually throw this one up probably later this week and watch it again.
Yeah, it's worth another visit. Peter Cushing is awesome. He plays Doctor Terror.
Doctor Terror. All right,
So
back to the world.
back to the world. I'm still trying to balance this whole, because you guys are hearing everything normally, but I'm hearing like 3 echoes. So whoa, it's kind of trippy, dude.
You okay? Are you losing your mind, Lloyd? Are you like, oh my god, I can't do it?
No, I'm not losing my mind, but I could very quickly. We forgot to mention Asylum. That's a good Amicus flick.
Oh, Asylum. Let's watch Asylum right now. Let's just make everybody watch Asylum with
Yeah,
us.
let's just stop the show and watch Asylum.
Well, while you're checking with that, I can move on to the next one. But if you guys want to watch Dr. Terror's House of Horrors, this one's streaming free a lot of places, and it seems like this is only streaming free. This isn't like for a rental or this isn't on a paid service. It's on Tubi, Roku, and Plex for free. And I did see Olive Films has a Blu-ray out for this for a couple years now for $20. So,
Plex is not a. Are they ad supported? I can't remember. Are they or not?
yeah, they are. They actually have movies in there now that they play, and then they have ads tucked on them.
Okay. I've been a lifetime subscriber to Plex for several years, since right after they come out, and I really love Plex a lot, just for the library capabilities and storing digital files and stuff. But I'm gonna have to get into watching a little more. I don't watch a lot of movies on their platform, so I'll have to start checking it out.
Yeah, I'm like you. I use Plex a lot for a digital platform. I have my own, I guess, like streaming service. It's
Server.
like it's just like yours. I mean, mine's all set up into weird genres and stuff, and I like to be able to manipulate my own cover art and everything for stuff. So a bunch of mine just look like VHS boxes. They're hilarious because it's movies that are on VHS pretty much. So
Yeah, and you can do that in Plex. It's fun.
Mhm.
So, all right. So, the only reason I talk about that is because I think this is like the first week that must be new on Just Watch that they're showing what's showing on Plex now. Because that's
yeah, we've got a couple on Plex here. 3, I think, on the list are on Plex.
awesome. All right. Well, the next one is all yours, baby. If you want to go to that, or have we?
I want
finished?
it. I want
want
it.
it.
This is one that's probably known pretty well. A
Yeah.
young woman is terrorized by her deceased fiance's demented mother, who blames the woman for her son's death. This was first released in the UK, March 21st, 1965. It's the British horror thriller film Fanatic, directed by Silvo Narazano. Hammer Film Production here, released as Die, Die, My Darling in the United States, Lloyd. Die, die, die,
My darling.
Oh, no, no,
You got to sing it like Danzig and not like Metallica.
Da, 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 my
darling.
Because my name is Danzig today.
It sounds like you got all this echo in my head, so it sounds like you're singing in a toilet or something.
You're like, yeah, I'm singing. Mother.
Mother.
I can't.
Da da da, my darling.
I can't. I gotta go, Lloyd. You're in charge the rest of the show. I gotta go.
Okay.
I'm quit. I'm out of here.
Charles, I've never seen this movie because it always looked like more of a kind of a thriller to me.
You got the thriller night. Yeah.
Is it a thriller or not, Charles?
This is a horror film. I mean, really, it's a horror thriller, like I said. It was really known as I don't know what you want me to tell you, but it's a combination. I mean, what do you want me to say, Lloyd? It's a horror thriller.
Well,
Just
the only way I know of this movie is because of the Misfits song. So, Todd Lewis says Danzig impressions alone require thumbs up, likes for this video. Thank you. We can do more Danzig impressions if y'all'd rather us do that.
Mother. That's all we do all the
time. What's another one?
Dude, I don't know. Yeah.
We can sing Death Comes Ripping.
Darling. Well, this is a fun movie. Actually, the screenplay was written by Richard Matheson for this one. And
oh my God.
I love Matheson. Yeah, I'm not even joking with you.
He worked like 24/7 in the 60s, man.
It's all the cocaine he did. That's all he did. Give me some cocaine.
Travis Brown said Mama just killed a man. Neither one of us can sing like Freddie. So Mama, so don't even
just killed a man.
Oh my God.
Oh, what were we talking about?
We're talking about Die Die My Darling with Tallulah Bankhead and Stephanie Powers. Tallulah.
You know what Tallulah reminds me? You know what phrase I want to bring back? I want to bring back the phrase rootin' tootin', Lloyd. All right? We're going to start using rootin' tootin'.
I like
rootin'
that.
Rootin' tootin', Lloyd. Let's bring it back.
So Stephanie Powers was in this movie. What was Stephanie Powers was known for Heart to Heart, everybody. Remember Heart to Heart? She played Jennifer Hart.
I know her in McClintock. I know she was in McClintock.
Yeah, and The Girl from U.N.C.L.E.
Yeah, I never watched Heart to Heart. I know of the existence of Heart to Heart. But
I used to watch that as a kid. It was on TV all the time, seems like.
Well, I know this was directed by Silvio, and Silvio Narazano never did anything again that's worthwhile. I know that.
Silvio Narazano. Okay.
Narazano was a weird guy who did a bunch of... He's one of those people that for some reason did a whole lot of television and then somehow got to direct a movie, and then it was like, well, he's not that good of a director. Go back to television. That's kind of what happened with him. Poor guy.
Well, I am actually interested in watching this movie because I know zero about it, and I'd like to see it.
I think you'll like it. You know what? It's not the best. It's not the best Hammer film, but it's not horrible either. I tell people even some of the worst Hammer films are better than a majority of stuff that came out. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I like this one. Like Stephanie Powers is actually really good in it. It's shot really well. Hammer films always had, a certain level of professionalism to them. This one's really well done. It's based on a novel that was called Nightmare by Anne Blasdell, and Richard Matheson, like I said, adapted it for screen.
Mm-hmm.
And anything Richard Matheson touched, I mean, the stories are always pretty decent. He knew how to write. He knew how to structure his film, so I'll have that there. So really, I mean, Silvio didn't really need to do much in this with a good writer. They always say if you have a really good writer, you don't really have to do too much directing if you don't want to, because you can just ride that script, and it's what he did here. So this movie relies a lot on Stephanie and Richard Matheson, and I tell everybody to watch it. It's a lot of fun, especially if you're into these Hammer films and maybe one that you haven't seen.
Yeah, I'm definitely a Hammer fan. So the other Hammer movie I've always wanted to see, like this one, is there was another Betty Davis. What wasn't it called? Anniversary or something like that?
Yeah, The Anniversary, right? Mid-60s,
something like that. But that's another Hammer movie, and I don't even think that was a typical Hammer movie either.
Uh, yeah, Anniversary was directed by Warwood Baker. It's more like a black comedy film. That one is. It's more dark comedy. And
Okay.
Bette Davis is great in that movie, though. That's a good one. That's a good one.
I've always
I don't
heard
even
she
think
was
it's
incredibly good in that movie.
Yeah, and that one she's really good. Because the Anniversary is actually based on a stage play that was already around from that time period. And that one's not really horror at all. That's not horror whatsoever. It's just it's a fun story. It's a good story.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. Let's see. Go back to the list here.
Yeah.
So did I
this
put up
one's
the poster
on-
for Die, Die, My Darling?
I don't know.
Oh, it's a trailer. That's what we got. We should watch the trailer. Let's do that.
Yeah, we gotta watch the trailer.
Oh.
Die,
Ooh, spooky.
my darling. Die, die.
Hurry!
Bye-bye, my darling. Bye-bye.
Well, that's not good.
Die,
Mrs. Trefoil!
die, my darling. It's quite for the best that I lay you to rest. Die, die, my darling.
What's going on? She's stuck,
You
Lloyd.
never intended to remain.
I she keeps saying, Die, Die, My Darling.
He's like, great, this girl can't figure out how to use the damn doorknob. It's down! It's down, Barbara! All right, I'm sorry.
Get me out of here!
Die! Die!
My Darling.
This gun is dangerous, Patricia.
Oh, this
Starring
gun
Tallulah
is
Bankhead.
dangerous.
Also starring
I'm surprised this wasn't,
Stephanie Powers as the
Edgar
darling.
Allan Poe presents Die, Die, My Darling. That's probably what it should have been.
Starring Vincent Price.
Vincent Price and Christopher Lee in Edgar Allan Poe's Die, Die, My
Die,
Darling,
My
directed by
Do what?
Roger
Come
Corman.
skip me.
Yes.
Beg for mercy?
That's one they missed there.
No.
Ugh.
one's going
What
to
are they like?
here, Patricia.
Are they like trapping her in the house? And is that what's going on?
There's no
Well,
one
it's
here
just
to
like you do with all those
help,
women you have in the basement.
Only to kill
What
you,
now?
darling.
What?
They shove her in the basement?
Only to kill you.
No, all those women you have in your
Or
basement.
worse,
Oh.
darling.
You remember those 6 people?
Right.
What'd you do with them?
car, do you?
Oh boy.
You know what the price is, though, don't you?
One of the most terrifying
That was an odd
suspense
scene.
thrillers this side of insanity. Die, die, my darling.
You must die. Die, my darling.
Just think, this trailer's so long, you won't have to watch the movie, so. Die. Die.
Die.
My darling Lloyd.
All right, well. There you go. I'm going to put that on a list. I'll watch that at some point.
Now, the next one is it's really good, Lloyd. And this is yours. I like this movie.
I have seen this one. I have.
Oh, have you? Where'd you see it at? On a bathroom wall? You dirty
I think
boy.
so. I am dirty. All right, so let me get back over
you
the
got?
list. All right, in a 15th century village, a woman is accused of witchcraft and put to death, but her older daughter knows the real reason for the execution lies in a lord's sexual desire for her mother.
Ooh, sexy.
First, that sounds steamy. First released in Italy, April 30th, 1965.
Okay.
This is the Italian supernatural horror film, The Long Hair of Death, directed by Antonio Margheriti and starring Barbara Steele.
Ooh, Antonio. You gotta say it right. Antonio. Se Margherete.
Antonio Margheriti Pizza.
The Margherete Pizza. See. You should roll the trailer for this, because I'm gonna tell you guys, this has probably one of the best trailers out of the 60s. The trailer is fantastic for this movie.
Awesome.
I'm not joking.
Okay, that's a witch being burned, for sure.
Damn! Back when witch burning was normal.
How many times did they burn poor Barbara Steele in a movie?
And man lived in fear of the
40?
unknown.
Barbara Steele's in here?
When
All right, we got a
whispering was
burner.
a common occurrence, a public spectacle. The long hair of death.
It's the ghost!
A nightmare of horror.
Oh, spooky, Lloyd.
That dead body was
The long
moving.
hair of death. A
All the
film that
bodies.
will chill your
All
spine and
the
keep
bodies.
you gripped in your seat.
Look at her.
One of
She's
the
gorgeous,
most
isn't she?
incredible stories of all time
She is a
unfold before your
saucy
eyes.
kind of woman.
You will see how the curse of a dying witch
She's one of those girls that
true.
makes you want to eat
As
peanut
a
butter.
village is ravaged by the plague and a man is hounded
Who's
by
that
his
guy?
conscience. And
You know who
driven to
that
commit
is.
one foul murder after another as he tries to satisfy his
There she
warped
is.
ambition.
Oh, he's trying to satisfy his warped ambition.
It's so warped and dirty. This trailer is awesome, though. This trailer is insane.
It is cool.
I can imagine people watching this trailer like, what's going on with my life? This is horrible. I'm so
Her
scared.
whole head fits in half of that mask.
The Long Hair of Death. An
The
unusual,
Long Hair of Death.
unforgettable film.
No hippies are allowed with the long hair of death.
No hippies allowed.
Do not miss The Long Hair of Death.
I used to have long hair of death when I was 9. I've been balding since 10, so it's not much, you know. What am I gonna do?
I don't know. Okay, so this is obviously this is a black and white movie. It runs 96 minutes. Italian film. We've already established that.
With
What else?
Margarete.
With Margaretti, you're right. It was known as the Long Hair of Death pretty much thoroughly.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot
Very
of
much.
AKAs. It was mainly just other. It was in other languages.
Well, when you have a movie called The Long Hair of Death, why would you ever change that title? It's so
that's a
amazing.
great title. Yeah.
Every
I do
culture
notice-
was like, I like this.
Yeah.
I like this a lot.
This will work. I do notice in Brazil they called it the Mask of the Demon.
That's because Brazil renamed every movie. Like Brazil just sat around and went, what can we call this movie? Like, I don't know. Just Mask, Demon. All right, let's do it.
Yeah. In Denmark it was called Havens Flammer.
Havens Flammer. Hey, Flan, you've seen Havens Flammer? We go down, you see Havens Flammer. Yeah.
And in Spain, Los Largos Cabellos de la Muerte. So that's got to be Long Hair of Death. I don't know Spanish, but that sounds like Long Hair
Hey,
of Death.
caballero, senor. Me llamo
That's
es
right.
Charles. Sí. No, this is actually a really fun movie. It is black and white, like you said, but
Mm-hmm.
it's super gothic. I mean, it's very monochromatic the way it's shot in the black and white.
Ooh, I love that word you just used, Charles. You got me all
Monochromatic?
excited when you said monochromatic.
Monochromatic, because it's not straight black and white. It's very beautifully tinted monochromatic, Lloyd.
Yes.
Very mint slip, you could say. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this did have it had some critical, like, you know, critics who didn't like this movie. I think it's really good. I think it's a really chilling film. I think it's really well shot. You know,
Yeah.
the trailer is insane for that time period. I can imagine people watching that trailer like terrified, like, oh my God, what's gonna be in this movie? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's you know, Margaretti is a fantastic director. He's super well known. You know, he did a few gothic films at the time, and I actually really like Long Hair of Death. You know what? It's a great revenge story, great witch story. It can get a little slow as you like. It starts off kind of strong, and when you start rolling into like the mid 40 minutes of it, it can slow down a lot to where it can be
Oh, yeah.
a little tiring, but I think it plays really well. I love Barbara Steele. Barbara Steele's fantastic, like we said, and everything. She just lights up the screen. But you know, with her in it and the way it's shot, you could feel the nods to like Black Sunday in this. You know, like Barbara's
Yep.
Black Sunday. You could feel
Sure.
a nod in this movie to it, and yeah, I like it. You know, the plot's easy to follow. Like I said, it can get a little tiring, but really one I think you should check out. You know, it falls really well into gothic. I mean, you could even call it slightly sci-fi in some parts if you want. It's fun.
Yep. I like this movie too, quite a bit. Very stylish, and like you said, it does have feelings of Black Sunday. But you know, that's to be expected.
That's
That
to
was
be
such a
expected, man.
hugely influential film. By the way, I went ahead and clicked through to Amazon from Just Watch, and that movie is not free. Um, when you
Oh,
click it, it wants you to rent it in an SD format for $2.99. So I do show that Hoopla is showing it. So if you've got Hoopla, there's a good place to watch it too.
hoopla! Yeah, there's actually a pretty decent Blu-ray out of this one too, from a company you don't hear much of. It's Raro Video. Do you know Raro Video? They don't bring out a whole lot, but they're a legit operation.
They
I'm
are
kind of interested
legit,
they have
yeah.
this one. So
I've heard a lot of people complain about their prints. I think they look nice, but some people find
well,
problems in
yeah,
everything, but
Raro doesn't have. I mean, I don't know. Raro's an interesting company because they don't resto films. It seems like they just get a print and they just throw it on a disc. They run it through like what's probably a very low, you know, very low like capture for the video quality, and they may
oh
be an
yeah.
old. It may even be an old VHS run of a print, but it doesn't seem like they resto much. They more upconvert. So some of their stuff, I don't get a lot of their stuff, but movies like Long Hair of Death, where there's no other way to actually get that movie, you gotta roll with it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, man. I don't think the next one. I don't think I'm familiar with this one at all. So
Um,
I'm gonna learn
this is
something.
this is the one that's not easy to find either. A man plans the death of his wife with the help of her niece, but the plan backfires when it turns out that the dead don't die so easily, Lloyd. They don't done die so easily. All right? Now, this is a British horror film called Catacombs that was directed by Gordon Hessler. And despite being a British film, it was actually bought for distribution by Warner Brothers and first released in the US May 5th, 1965, under the title The Woman Who Wouldn't Die. It actually was not released in the UK until late 66, early 67. So Warner Brothers kind of took this one and they said, "This is ours now. Like this movie, we're gonna own this movie." And people are like, "Oh, okay." Like, okay, thank you. We're Warner Brothers.
So
That's all
you've
I got.
seen this. What do you think of it?
You know what? Woman Who Die is actually this is a really well made film. It kind of almost borders more on like a mystery thriller. I guess we can call that a Miller. A mystery thriller. It's
A
now a
Miller.
Miller, Lloyd. A
I
Miller.
like that, Charles. That's
It's
pretty
a
good.
Miller. Um, yeah, it's a directorial debut from Gordon Hessler. Gordon Hessler went on to do quite a few films. It's a very supernatural film. I enjoyed this one a lot. I actually think this is a solid kind of mystery drama horror thriller. I mean, lots of stuff in there. It is loosely based on a novel called Catacombs as well, and it plays pretty well. It kind of feels like it maybe could have been an episode of like Alfred Hitchcock Presents or something. That's maybe where it could have landed at, but overall, it's pretty well. It's well done, well shot,
Mm-hmm.
and it it did get released a lot of places, but a lot of people know this as The Woman Who Wouldn't Die, and that's how I always knew this too. I've seen this on TV a couple times, and there is a release out of this on DVD, not Blu-ray, but there's a pretty decent transfer on DVD of this that you can pick up. And I would tell everybody kind of watch it, and it's good to see this as well because it's like I said, an early film from Gordon Hessler. And if you're not familiar with Gordon Hessler, he would go on to do a lot of movies like Murders in the Rue Morgue, Oblong Box. He did Medusa. What else did he do? Scream and Scream Again. He did. So he did a nice little series of horror films after this, and he's got a good eye. He knows how to build up the scene. He knows how to work with his actors, and this is fun. I think this is a lot of fun. Is it the best thing you're gonna ever see? No, but I think it's a pretty interesting film, and it's worth the time to kind of watch it because it's one that I feel like the last 10 years are starting to get lost because there was that DVD release of it, and it's just kind of not been mentioned a lot since then. This one's not streaming anywhere. There's no paid service, no free, no rental anywhere. The only way really to watch this is to get that DVD that was brought out about 15 years ago.
Interesting. Is it Under the Woman Who Wouldn't Die? Is that the title?
The Woman Who Wouldn't Die. Yeah, The Woman Who Wouldn't Die. It's under that title. I can't remember who brought it out, but it's a company who's not here anymore. It's one of those 9,000 DVD companies, that was out at the time.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, I like this one.
I did want to mention that Charles Anderson said that 88 Films has the long hair of death. Is that what that was? I can't remember.
Oh, 88 Films says that?
Yeah, 88 Films has it. That's what I actually have. I have that Blu-ray. So that's what I've seen. Of course you do, Lloyd. Seems pretty decent too.
Is it? Cool. That's good. Well, hopefully one of these places will bring out The Woman Who Wouldn't Die or Catacombs because it's a great movie and it's really well done. It deserves to be cleaned up, restored, and kind of saved for people. It's a fun movie.
Cool. Yeah, I don't even see that on Amazon anywhere, so that looks like you'd have to
Yeah, you're not going to find it. It's not easy to find. It's not easy to find. But we have to bring it up because, making people aware of a lot of these films hopefully keeps them alive somehow because we're at the risk of a lot of these films being lost,
Yep. 100%. All right. Next one.
The next one's a good example of that too.
A 2-part horror anthology tells the story of a husband and his lover hatching a plan to murder his wife and a woman buried alive in a mausoleum. Released in Mexico May 14th, 1965. It is the Mexican horror film 100 Cries of Terror, directed by Ramon Oban.
Oh.
100 Cries of Terror. We have a poster for that.
Yeah, there's no trailer out there for this either. So it's like funny is this poster. Actually, it's a lobby card and it comes from my personal collection of lobby cards because I couldn't find anything for this. So there you go.
There it is. That's a cool lobby card.
Yeah, so there's that. Now this is a hard movie to see. It's not around. It's a very effective Mexican anthology. It's weird that it's only 2-part because most anthologies are 3 parts, but the 2 stories in this are loosely based on Edgar Allan Poe stories, of course, because that was the thing at the time. I have a soft spot for vintage Mexican horror. Everybody knows that. And you know what? This is there's a lot of crap and schlock that came out around the time, but this one is actually pretty fun. It's pretty it's good thriller. The score in it though is fantastic in this movie. I have no idea who did the score for this movie, but it is really, really good. And it was the only film that was directed by Ramon Oban. He was mostly known for being a writer. He wrote a lot of Mexican films in the late 50s and early 60s. He did a movie called Machine Gun Man that was pretty good. He did a couple of the mask fighter movies. And this is those masked wrestler movies, Lucha Libre movies.
Oh, the Luchador.
Yeah. Luchador movies. So mostly known for a writer. This is the only thing he ever directed. I think he was really talented. This is a really good one, and not another one that's not easy at all to find. This one was shown on TV actually a lot in the 70s and 80s. If you look it up, it was one of those movies that were on a lot of like the late night thriller TV spots and stuff. One I wish everybody would check out and see. So here's our trend. It's not streaming anywhere. Paid, free, rental, nowhere. Never released on Blu-ray. The only way you can watch this movie is Mill Creek brought out a 4-movie DVD set in the mid-2000s that had some other Spanish horror movies on it. That DVD is still around for like $27, $28. and it's really the only only reason you want to get it is to watch this movie, and it's the only way you can watch this movie too. So I'm gonna keep holding up my flag for Mexican horror, Lloyd.
Yeah, I'm looking at the DVD. I think that you're talking about. There is, let's see, Cien Gritos del Terror, Panico and Miedo Supremo, slim case. Is that the one you're talking about?
Say it again, Lloyd.
Say it again.
Mostero La Twelvo. Sorry. No, yeah, that's the one. It's like I can't do it. I can't do it. Yeah, that's what it is, though. It's the. It says like something of terror on it, right?
Yeah, it's all in Spanish. Is that the one you're looking at?
Yeah. So the original title of this movie was Cien Gritos del Terror, and there's a couple of ones of this one. So like, there is a standalone DVD that was out there, but I'm pretty sure all those are bootlegs. If you find that one, I'm pretty sure those are going to be a bootlegs. Now, there is a set from Mill Creek that actually had 4 different movies on it. You'll see it has 4 boxes on it, and that was a legit release.
What did it have on it?
It had 4 different movies, and each of the movies had their own little box with a poster from Mill Creek.
And that was an English release.
It was English subtitle release. Yeah. So it had English subtitles on it.
Cool. Very cool. All right. Well, I'll try to keep my eyes open for that one. I'd like to see this movie. It sounds cool. You know, I like the Mexican horror stuff too. There's a lot of good ones out there.
There's a lot out there, especially from the 60s. You know, we've seen a couple so far, ones that have kind of been lost. And 100 Cries of Terror is another one that's not a lot of people have seen. It's at risk of being lost, Lloyd. Lost forever.
That's not good. Dirk just tipped us another $5. Thank you, Dirk. We appreciate that, buddy.
Dang, Dirk. Dirk's the
high
man.
High rolling.
Dirk's the man, the myth, the legend.
All right, so what is going on here? I'm having computer issues tonight. I'm trying to switch over.
Well,
Chrome is giving me trouble right now.
Well, I can roll into the next one. What do we got?
I don't know.
We got 2 teenagers spend an evening making random prank calls, which leads to murderous consequences. Those shenanigans. This was released May 15th, 1965. It's the American horror thriller I Saw What You Did, directed by William Castle and starring Joan Crawford.
Very familiar with this movie.
Yeah, it's based on a novel called Out of the Dark, and I think it was also called I Saw What You Did and I Know Who You Are. I think that was the other title it had for this one.
Did they remake this one at one point?
I remade it a couple days ago in the bathroom for you. Remember?
Yeah. They did remake it. This one was remade
mid 80s, right?
Yep. And Shawnee Smith was the lead character. I've never seen this one. David Carradine's in it also, and so is Robert Carradine.
And Candace Cameron's in that one too, isn't she?
Yes.
Yeah, I know that movie. Is. It was made for television, I believe. I can't remember which station it was. I want to say it was NBC had that, and
I don't know.
That's not a good version of this. It's not a very good movie. It's kind of like Lifetime movie. So
I'm pretty sure I've seen that one too, but the original is a classic.
Yeah, and the best thing about I Saw What You Did is Joan Crawford's lettering on the poster is bigger than the movie title itself. It's like, Joan Crawford, I saw what you did. They're like, oh shit, Joan Crawford's coming, guys. She's coming. She wasn't even that big of an actress at that time anymore. They were like, okay, well, Joan Crawford's in it, I guess. Who's she? That lady was in the baby movie. Let's go see it. All right.
She's awesome.
I'm sure there's probably people who went, that movie's called Joan Crawford? What a weird name for a movie.
Yeah.
I will also go see this film. So we got William Castle, right? We got William Castle, and I think this was one of the William Castle movies that didn't have a gimmick with it, right? Like there was no weird, You know,
I don't remember.
If you eat 9 potatoes in the first 8 minutes, you get a refund because I saw what you did. That's William Castle. Really? Okay.
Yeah. I'm with you. I don't think there was a gimmick for this, or there's not a gimmick that I can remember. But
I'm pretty sure William Castle ran out of ideals, and he would just show up at theaters and like cattle prod people or to watch a movie. And he'd be like, "Boo! There's your
make them
gimmick."
go in and watch it.
Oh, cattle prod. Certain select screens, William Castle will show up and tickle you while you watch the movie.
Don't answer it.
I saw what you did, girl.
Don't answer it. Your name.
I don't get the gimmick, but I like it.
It could happen to you. It
Phone
starts
book,
as a
Lloyd.
game.
The phone book. It could happen
and
to
there's
you.
no end in fright.
Go ahead. Close your eyes and pick a name.
Lloyd.
Pick a name.
Why?
It could happen to you.
It could happen to you.
I saw what you did, and I know who you are.
Uh-oh.
I saw
She's
what you
done
did.
screwed up now.
I know who you are.
Oh, I saw what you did. I saw what you did, Lloyd.
Joan saw it too.
Well, Joan saw a lot of things that weren't there, okay?
That's right.
The dial clicks, and the terror mounts.
This movie's kind of an early example of
Don't answer it.
horror,
See it.
telephones in horror movies, right?
Yeah. You know, this would be a kind of a similar trend that you would see in the 80s. You know, this would be, stuff we would see in a lot of these films in the 80s. The way he structured this film, the use of making the prank telephone calls is something that was very early. You know, it was not something that was kind of thought of at the time that would become more popular in premises of horror films through the 80s and 90s.
Right.
William Castle never really disappoints. You know, even I would say like William Castle is one of those. Even his worst stuff is still really, really a lot of fun. And I actually like this one. I saw what you did. It's a great film.
I like it a lot too. Is the Shout Factory Blu-ray still available?
Yeah, it's only like $17. It's still around, so it's a good one.
Yeah, this movie's worth it. Absolutely worth it. So I recommend picking this up if you've never seen it. It's a fun movie, and there's a lot of, like I said, horror history. Especially with the use of the phone number and prank calls and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree with that. Yeah, I really recommend getting it now. The Shout Factory Blu-ray, guys, the only way you're going to see this one. This isn't streaming anywhere. I don't think I've ever seen this streaming anywhere. So this is a good example of a handful of William Castle films that were hard to get that Shout Factory has been rolling out the last few years, So really happy to see this as being one of them. And it's actually a really good copy on Blu-ray. I'm not sure. Again, Shout Factory doesn't, tell you a lot of times where the prints came from. And this is an example of that, I believe. But I think overall it looked really good. It's probably the best I'd ever seen this movie. So
awesome.
Lots of fun. Later in William Castle's career too, We're in the mid-60s now.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Jesse White says he sees a $7.99 DVD on Amazon. I mean, if you're a DVD person, go for it. But the Blu-ray's awesome, and it's like
some movies
$17.
like
It's
this
not too much.
Yeah, some movies like this. I mean, I want to go for the nice Blu-ray. DVD's only $4.80, and sometimes it doesn't do it for some of these movies.
Yep. All right. Where we at? Here's a classic. The next one, Charles. Right?
Yeah, This Is You. In a movie I haven't watched in a long time either, but I probably know more about it than actually from seeing it.
Well, I'm going to tell you that I haven't seen this in a long time either, and I don't even know that I remember a whole lot about this. I remember watching it at some point. But a lot of people consider this a major film. So let's talk about it.
Huge film.
A sex-repulsed woman who disapproves of her sister's boyfriend sinks into depression and has horrific visions of rape and violence. First premiering May 19th, 1965 at the Cannes Film Festival, This is the British psychological horror film Repulsion, directed by Roman Polanski, his first English language film. Roman Polanski.
Roman Polanski got really well renowned after this film. He became huge. And he was already pretty
Yes.
well known, but this movie really, really skyrocketed his career. It was really, really well regarded by a lot of people, and even when this came out, this was still early for him. I think this is his like second or third movie, really. So I mean, it was the first one that he shot, but Repulsion is kind of what led to him uh, being able to come over to the U.S. and the U.S. studios allowing him to make movies like Rosemary's Baby, Fearless Vampire Killers, even when he did Macbeth, Chinatown. So this really kind of launched his career. Now he did a lot of
Right.
stuff in his personal life that's really frowned upon, but you can't
Yeah.
deny the fact that Roman Polanski is a phenomenal filmmaker. I don't condone anything he did. If we can keep that off
Yeah.
the table, but
Yeah. I mean, that's a whole other story. Lots of crazy stuff there, but you got to admit this guy made some incredible films. And I think he would have continued doing that had there not been, a lot of things that happened in his life, like the death of Sharon Tate, and then, and then he raped somebody. So,
well, he's still bringing out a lot of good movies. I mean, The Pianist, Oliver Twist.
he
Ghost
does.
Rider.
He still does. Yeah.
He's still out there doing movies, but he can't go to the U.S. So there's that. But Repulsion's a really, really great movie. It's beautifully shot. I mean, this film is fantastic, fantastically shot. And I like this one. I'm kind of hit and miss on Roman Polanski movies. I always tell people that I always tell people I don't understand the appeal of Chinatown. I hate that movie. I think it's horribly made, but people say it's one of the best films ever made. I'm like, I won't get into that. I could go all day, but Repulsion itself is actually fun. I mean, this is really early surrealist cinema like this. You know what? This is it's got a lot of situations and things that happen in this movie that are a little risque for the time period. There's a lot of stuff going on in this film.
Right.
But it's what I always enjoyed a lot, and one I haven't watched in a while. I watched this back in the day. I used to watch this at least once a year, but it's probably been 15 years since I've actually watched it.
Yeah. Well, somebody asked, what about, somebody said, what about his film, what did they say? Not Repulsion, but The Tenant. The Tenant came out 11 years later.
Yeah, Tenet was mid 70s, post Chinatown, and before he did the weird, before he went kind of into incognito mode for a while, because he did like 10 years when all this stuff was going on where he didn't really bring anything out. So I love The Tenet. The Tenet's a fantastic movie. Shit, Tenet's probably his best movie he ever did. I don't care. Tenet's great.
So let's see. Did I put a poster up for that yet? Repulsion?
I was just trying to remember. What's the weird movie Roman Polanski did about pirates? Was it called Pirates? The one that had Walter Matthau in it. Do you remember that movie?
The one that he did? Wasn't that in the 80s?
Yeah, he did something in the 80s with Walter Matthau as a pirate. I remember that. He played like Captain Red or something.
Yeah, it was just called Pirates.
Was it just Pirates?
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Walter Matthau, yeah. I've never seen that.
It's I remember it being really, really weird. It's because Walter Matthau doesn't come off as a pirate to me, but it's whatever.
There's somebody named Władysław Komar who plays Jesus in that movie also.
Hey, Jesus?
Jesus
is in there. But yeah, I'll say Repulsion is still to this day one of the best psychological thrillers that has ever been released. It's really well acted. The girls in this movie are fantastic. It can be disturbing at times, but the atmosphere in it is just great. And like I said before, the score and it's fantastic. Man, just everything about this movie is really well done. And Still super highly regarded today. People love this movie. It's carried on pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Very, very claustrophobic film. I like the way it's shot. And I always thought it's a good example of, these kind of movies done right, very, very serious, very much, not trying to be a gimmick or anything, just straight, well shot horror.
All right. There you go. So, let's see. What do we got next? Repulsion. We got to talk about it. Criterion has a Blu-ray of this, $27.99.
Blu-ray's fantastic, though. Blu-ray's fantastic. Where else is it on those? Anywhere else have it?
Let's see. I show that Plex is streaming Repulsion.
Damn that Plex.
I know. And then you can rent it $2.99 on Amazon or Vudu.
Kind of weird this one's not on Criterion streaming or HBO Max. It seems like all of Criterion movies go on HBO Max and Criterion streaming, so it's kind of weird,
Yeah.
All right, well, Repulsion, guys. I'm not very repulsed, so I'm going to move on, Lloyd, okay?
Let's do it, Charles.
Now, the next one is a movie that features one of our favorite ladies, another one.
That's right.
A woman and her lover are tortured and killed by her sadistic husband. But there's always a but, Lloyd. The pair return from the grave to seek the vengeance, Lloyd. The vengeance. Vengeance
from the grave.
This was first released August 20th, 1965 as an Italian psychological supernatural horror film called A Nightmare Castle, directed by Mario and Luigi, the Mario brothers. No, this was directed by Mario Caiano and starring our ever fantastic Barbara Steele, because she's Barbara Steele. I don't think they burned her at the stake in this one, but this movie was also known under a lot of other titles: Lovers from Beyond the Tomb, Night of the Doomed, Orgasmo, and
Orgasmo,
Lloyd. That's what I'm gonna start calling you.
Orgasmo.
We got a trailer for this one.
How many movies were called Orgasmo? I mean, I know there's this, what are the, oh my God, the South Park guys, they made a movie called Orgasmo. Do you remember that?
They made one. There's a Giallo film too in late 60s that was renamed Paranoia.
Yeah, Paranormal.
That was brought
Paranoia with Carol Baker.
Yeah, that one was also called Orgasmo. It's the only ones I know off the top of my head.
Here's a movie called Orgasmo Caliente.
Oh, I know there's another genre called Spasmo. I remember that one.
Spasmo, yeah, I remember Spasmo. Yeah.
But I'm gonna start calling by Orgasmo Caliente. That's gonna be my new name now, guys. Frightmare HQ starring Orgasmo Caliente. I'll be like, ole.
Ole, Orgasmo Caliente. We have a trailer. Should we watch the trailer for Nightmare Castle?
Let's do it. Nightmare Castle, guys. Yes. It's not a very good quality, but it's a trailer nonetheless.
The sound's weird.
This is what it sounds like, okay?
Oh, there it goes.
I'll stay with you with my body and my soul.
Wow. She's not even like kissing back. She's just like laying there. Like this.
Barbara Steele in an original and passionate interpretation of the double role of Muriel and Jenny. One woman with two faces, or two women with the same face but profoundly different.
It sounds like a movie that should have been directed by William Castle.
A sinister enigma which becomes an obsessive nightmare.
I'm sorry, I can't tell what's happening as far as like the sound, because this trailer is playing and then everything is like reverbing in my head, so I'm sorry.
About last night.
Are you having reverbs in your head too, Charles?
It was something unreal, mysterious.
That's what I'm hearing right now.
Nightmare Castle, also known as Orgasmo. Oh, this is Nightmare Castle. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I like Debbie mentioned what she said, one woman with two faces, or two women with one face, or three men and one woman with three faces shared by two men and a man.
I saw that movie. It was very risque.
Risque.
Lloyd.
That's right.
Look, this is a super schlocky film. It's surprise, surprise, this is another gothic horror film. That's pretty much all that was made at this time period. And you know what? There's a lot of blood in this movie, but you know what? The Hammer Films had what? They had Christopher Lee, and Italian cinema had Barbara Steele. So Barbara Steele was in all these movies, you know? She's the one they wanted. And I think Nightmare Castle is a fun story. It's got a fun, you know, this murder, you know, revenge type story. And Barbara Steele, of course, is fantastic in this. Look at her. She looks fantastic. And
oh, yeah.
What more could you want? There's some great scenes in here where the guy gives her a bunch of hallucinogens and she starts going into like a nightmare state. It's a lot of fun. You know, this movie's great.
Yeah, it is a great movie. And she did, like we said, several movies in the 60s, and they're all worth watching. They're all worth catching up with if you've never seen them. Yeah,
this is black and white again. But it's a fun ghost story. You know what? It's got great atmosphere. It does drag. I think it's a little bit too long. This movie's like an hour and 50 minutes long. It should not have been that long. This movie should have been like 85 minutes at the most. I feel like I could go in and just edit this movie a little bit and make it better. Not to be mean against whoever was the editor, but it's got a great climax. The ending is the movie is fantastic, and I think if you love movies, if you love like really super gothic Italian horror films, and you haven't seen this one, you'll absolutely love this. And especially if you're a Barbara Steele fan, you haven't seen this one, you'll love this one too. So
yeah, definitely. So where can we watch this one, Charles? We got a Severin Blu-ray.
Yeah, this one's out. This one's out there.
Mm-hmm. And then there's it looks like it's on Prime Video, Tubi, and $1.99 rent on Amazon if you don't have Prime.
If you don't have the Prime, but you know what? Tubi knows about the doobies. So go to the Tubi.
Tubi doobies.
Yes, Lloyd. So that was Nightmare Castle, guys. Watch it. Enjoy it. Barbara Steele's in it. What else do you want from me? Barbara Steele's in it. That should just be how it is. Move on. You got the next one, though. The next one is another movie starring some people that we probably know from other movies. So
from other movies, yeah. All right. Madness fills the mind of a professor who buys the stolen skull of the Marquis de Sade. First released in the U.S. August 25th, 1965, it's the British psychological horror film The Skull, directed by Freddie Francis and starring Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee, and this is an Amicus Productions release.
Amicus Productions. The return of Freddie Francis. We've seen a lot of Freddie Francis, and this is the second movie of 1965 that we had in our list from him. We had Dr. Terror's House of Horrors. And actually, there's 3 movies he did this year. He did another one called Hysteria, and Hysteria is not a horror movie, but it's actually good. It's a crime thriller movie. So he was really quite busy in this year.
Freddie Francis?
The Skull? Yeah. Yeah, Freddie Francis is around.
I have seen The Skull, and unlike other Amicus stuff, this one's probably on my lower on my rating. I think it's a good movie, but it's a little too slow for me.
It's a little slow. I think it looked a lot more low budget than it was supposed to, because this being an Amicus film, it looks really cheap. This movie looks really, really cheap. Like they forgot how much it cost to have Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee, and they were like, shit, we haven't got money for Doritos or sets. They're like, crap, what do we do?
Doritos or sets.
It's like, what do we do? But I'll tell you, I think the script in this one is really good. Like if you take away how cheap it seems, the script is actually really well developed. You know, the script was based on a story by Robert Bloch, who wrote Psycho, and So the story itself is really good.
Right.
And one thing Freddie Francis is known for is very visual films. And this one looks great. The way it's shot is beautiful. Well, I'm with you. It's kind of like, you can beautifully photograph a turd, but it's still a piece of shit. Like when you get to it. Now, this is not 100%. It's like colorful diarrhea. Let's say that.
Okay. Right. Gotcha. Well, it's definitely worth a watch if you haven't seen this movie, but I just kind of think it's a little slow, but I know a lot of people enjoy the skull.
Well, so it's all right. Go for it.
So tell us where we can watch this one, Charles.
Well, the skull's actually it's on Prime Video and Hulu, so a very rare appearance by Hulu on our list. Hulu rarely has anything that we watch.
Yeah,
I think Hulu, all they show is like General Hospital. They're like, that's all we got, guys. Sorry, General Hospital. You can rent this for $3 on Amazon. Kino Lorber actually brought out a Blu-ray of this that apparently is out of print and runs $50. I remember this movie came out to Kino Lorber, and I didn't like this movie enough to spend $14.99 on it when it came out, so I probably wouldn't spend $49.99 on it. So I'm gonna stick with Prime Video on this one, guys. All right, let's go with the Prime.
Perfect. That's what I would do as well. That's what I would do. Don't worry about that Blu-ray; it'll come back out again at some point.
Yeah, it'll come out, and the skull. I mean, watch it, don't watch it. It depends. If you like Peter Cushing, haven't seen it, watch it. If you like Christopher Lee, you haven't seen this, watch it. If you like colorful diarrhea, like after you eat a whole bunch of Fruit Loops and Pepto-Bismol, watch this. You know what? It's good.
It's good. Looks like we just got a tip. Yeah, there it is. Hang on a second. Raven Rose tipped $5 through Super Chat. Thank you, Raven. That is awesome. We appreciate that. That helps us out a bunch.
It does, Raven.
Yeah, and we do also have another way to tip us if you guys decide that you want to tip us. I just put up the link on YouTube in the comments. And, oh, wait a minute. That was the wrong one. So I'm putting them both up.
Richard said he stepped away and missed things. Like, Richard, you missed the discussion on colorful diarrhea, so you're screwed, Richard. So,
right. You are
I can't go back.
All right, Charles.
Can't go back.
The next one is you, and I think this is probably my favorite movie on the entire list.
This is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
After landing on a mysterious planet, a team of astronauts begin to turn on each other, swayed by the uncertain influence of the planet and its strange inhabitants, Lloyd. First released in Italy, September 15th, 1965. It's the Italian sci-fi horror film Planet of the Vampires, directed by Mario Bava, based on the Italian short story One Night of the 24 Hours. That's very Italian. Did you hear me?
That is very Italian, girls.
What's fun about Planet of the Vampires is, for some reason, it seems like every country that showed this on television had a different title for it on TV. So on television, it was known under the titles Demon Planet, Haunted World, Space Mutants, Planet of Blood, The Outlawed Planet, and Terror in Space. Because why not? Let's just call it something else.
Right.
Why not? Fantastic film for Mario Bava, though. It's horror-esque. I think it's a lot more sci-fi, in my opinion, but I like this one a lot,
Mm-hmm. Mario Bava jumped into that horror sci-fi mix a couple of times, didn't he? What was the one he did with my goodness, the actor that just passed away not too long ago, the Nancy's dad from Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm having a little bit of a brain hemorrhage right now, but
Nancy's dad.
Nancy. What is that movie?
You know what that movie is, Lloyd?
Let's see. Planet of the Vampires. Somebody's gonna say it before I find it, so I'll just wait.
I want somebody to say it. We just talked about it.
Yeah, it was John Saxon.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
John Saxon, Lloyd. John Saxon. Yeah, I think you're talking about Evil Eye, right?
What is it?
You're talking about Evil Eye, right? that was the one he did with him?
I think so. I think that's what I'm talking about.
With Letitia Roman and Titi Tamano, John Saxon.
It doesn't matter a whole lot. Let's talk about this one.
Well, I mean, Planet of the Vampires is a lot of fun. It's a pretty short film. It's only like an hour and 25 minutes long. I mean, but it gets down to it. It's really well done. I think this is a really fun film from Bava. It's not really super graphic, really. I mean, it's something a lot of people could enjoy. Very early step into this, like, you know, I don't know, this really nice visually, but also like almost, what's the word I'm trying to say? Like almost serious type of like sci-fi related genre stuff. You know, it's pretty good. You know, it's
hang on,
watching this movie.
Richard Nettleton summoned El Diablo.
What'd you call
Thanks for the tip.
Richard summoned El Diablo. I'll play it again.
Richard Nettleton summoned El Diablo. Thanks for the tip.
Thank you for summoning El Diablo. We appreciate that. You're talking about, Jesse Watch said, the cinematography is incredible, or the photography is incredible. That's probably what you're referring to, Charles.
Yeah, it's really, really great. I don't know. I mean, I really like this movie. You know, I love the way this movie is shot. I love the way it's acted. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I like it a lot too. The movie that I'm referring to was Queen of Blood. By it's not Mario Bava. It's got Curtis Harrington in it. So, but that came out in 1966. We'll probably cover that next week.
Yeah, probably. Probably Lloyd. Yeah, but Bava was rocking these movies. You know, I really liked this movie. I think this kind of shows his very wide range of film, which we've talked about with Bava. You know, he would take on any kind of genre, and he did them pretty well. You know,
he absolutely did. I don't know why I always get this movie, Queen of Blood, and this one mixed up. I always do that, but I don't know. Bava's great. So what do we have for that? We showed the poster. I love that artwork, man.
Yeah, that's the original poster art from when they showed it in the US. Great poster art. Yeah. This is a fun movie. This movie's kind of around. Kino Lorber brought out again a fantastic Blu-ray of this. For some reason, I didn't realize it's out of print and runs like $100. But Prime Video has a really great copy of this, and it's free on Prime and Epix too. If you have Epix, it's not streaming anywhere with ads, but you can rent it on Amazon and Apple TV. What else is on here?
What else is on where?
I said, what else we got on this one?
What do we got, Charles?
What do we got on Planets of the Vampires, Lloyd?
Planet of Vampires. That's all I got, man. Good stuff. And what's up next? Did we talk about, we talked about where we can stream it. We got one more, guys. This is another die movie.
Is it dying, Lloyd? Are you dying?
I think
I saw there was a question from Dirk Jason Hall. I thought I saw a question here.
He said, "What's the difference between color scope and Technicolor?" Sounds like a question for Google. I don't know.
Well,
both different color processes, I guess.
Yeah, it depends on what you're talking about. So are you talking about like CinemaScope or actually color scope? Technicolor is, if you hear something saying it's Technicolor, it was a process of actually doing color in film. It was a 6-part process. It's very expensive. Technicolor was replaced later on by similar processes that are done under the same name. That's kind of what you hear about when you hear that stuff. Think of like Technicolor was really expensive, so only like really high-end movies had Technicolor because it was a very hard process of doing essentially 6 different panels of shots and bringing them together. So there was some cheaper stuff that was done. CinemaScope is one. Color Tech was one. There's a bunch of ways. That's for another time though.
Right. Okay. Do we want to move to the next one or the last one? Before we do that, though, do you have anything to give away though tonight, Charles?
Hell yeah, I always got something to give away.
Sweet.
Give away this pen from the bank.
Well, everybody hang after this one because we do have something to give away from Charles. So
yeah, this pen. Give away his pen.
I'll try it. Lovely pen. All right, it's me, right? Am I on this one?
Lloyd, this happens to be you, Lloyd. So do it.
Sweet.
I'll go get something to give away while you introduce this one. How about that?
Yeah, go ahead. A scientist discovers a radioactive meteorite that can make plants grow to enormous proportions. First released October 27th, 1965. It's the British-American sci-fi monster film, Die, Monster, Die. Directed by Daniel Haller and starring Boris Karloff, a loose adaptation of H.P. Lovecraft's story, The Color Out of Space, also known as Monster of Terror in the UK. I believe that we have a trailer for Die, Monster, Die, so I'm going to go ahead and play that while Charles is looking.
Yeah, play the trailer.
They fought for their love in a world haunted by horror.
What was that?
Will the breath of the living be snuffed out by the hand of darkness? The monster lives in death.
Get out of
Hi,
this
Lloyd.
room.
Boris Karloff.
Hello.
Welcome
Never
to
before
Die,
more
Monster, Die.
demoniacal. He takes you
What you
beyond the
doing?
boundaries of
We're
shock.
watching.
Ursula Andrews.
There you go.
Super excited.
Ashley says one of the better Lovecraft adaptations, especially the old ones.
Of what? Die, Monster, Die?
Yes, sir. That's what Ashley
Die,
was
Monster, Die is...
telling you.
She's told me this.
Travis Brown says, AKA Meteor Shit.
Also known as Meteor Shit. Also known as The Misadventures of Geordie.
Brad says this is the last film in which Boris Karloff wore makeup. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. I wear makeup all the time, so not a big deal. Not a big deal. No. So yeah, I mean, this is a fun movie. I don't think this is probably not one of my favorite movies, but I'm a Karloff fan, and it's nice to see this movie kind of later in his career. Again, this is another gothic horror film. Everything was gothic horror at the time, but it is a well adapted story. I don't really much like, I don't know, like outside of Karloff, I felt like everybody in this just didn't seem like they cared about being in this movie. The acting was just very forced, and it's almost like they were reading off cue cards in a lot of this movie. But it's okay. It's pretty atmospheric, and it's a lot of fun for a complete this. I wouldn't throw this at the top of your list to watch, but you know what? It's I've seen this a couple times, and I can tell you, I actually really enjoy up until like the minute 42, and then I just kind of get just tired of it. So what I got?
Okay, gotcha.
It's like 42 minutes and 12 seconds. I'm like, I'm done. Like that's enough of this bullshit. I'm out of here, Karloff. I'm going.
Moving on. Shout Factory has a Blu-ray of this for $24.99. Prime Video and Epix are streaming it, or you can streaming rental $3.99 Amazon and Apple TV.
Oh, well, that's good to know. That's good to know.
There you go.
That's what I got. That's what I got, Lloyd. Yeah. You know what? It's one you could throw up there. I mean, I wouldn't pay $25 for this Blu-ray, but some people may like this one. If you like it, go for it. But watch it on Prime if you don't know this movie. Don't go out and spend $25 because It's not my fault if you do. All right.
Perfect. So like Charles said earlier, we do not have a honorable mention tonight, but we do have something to give away, Charles. Is that correct?
Yeah, I got an Arrow video release of Torso here. What do you think?
Nice. Perfect.
Or is it a Torso?
Do it.
To the person who can tell me which animated character that Boris Karloff voiced.
Oh boy, that's got to be easy. Somebody should get this one.
Yeah.
Do I have Twitch up? Oh boy, where's my Twitch? Are you watching YouTube?
I got YouTube here.
Lord, something happened to Twitch.
I don't know. Down. Zip it up.
Let me get back over to Twitch and see if anybody has.
My YouTube is frozen, so. What'd you do to YouTube, Lloyd? You got the boogans in me.
All right, so nobody on Twitch has answered it yet.
Check YouTube for me because I don't see anything past like Richard's from a little while back.
We got Grinch. Brad Bingham said Grinch.
Grinch is one, yeah. Grinch.
Boom. Brad, good job.
Did Brad win last week?
I don't know. Did you win, Brad? Did you win last week, Brad?
All right, Brad.
Probably. Because if he did, I know there's somebody else that guessed this too. Brad, did you win something last week?
Brad's not going to answer. He's like, no. Yeah, he did.
Did you ship it? Oh, he did? Okay. Cool.
I did send it to him, but we're going to give it to Brad anyway.
Are you going to give it to Brad?
Sure. Brad did it.
All right. There we go. Bam. Team West just tipped us $10. That was awesome. She said, thank you guys for another stress-reducing Wednesday night. Thank you very much, Tommy.
That's why we're here. Well, thank you. Hopefully, we can change the world, make it a better place. Okay. Heal the world, make it a better place. Look, Richard, I would sing you the honorable mentions tonight, but there's just none. It's just there's a lot of movies that exist in 1965 that I would never recommend anybody watching, and I can't bring myself to do it. So,
yeah, Todd says I need a beer. I need something.
I've been drinking Jack and Coke, guys, for a while, and yeah. So there's that. I want to thank everybody. Congrats to Brad again. Brad, it's 2 weeks in a row, so Brad, you don't get anything else for a while, Brad. I'm sorry. You're done, Brad. You shut down, Brad. All right? You're going to jail, Brad. Now, this was an interesting year. Like I said, it wasn't the most solid year. We came off a couple of really good years of 63 and 64, right? This one, I would say it's kind of a ho-hum kind of year. I'd be really sad if this was the year I was waiting for movies to come out after a couple of good years. But we're back with 66 next week. I think 66 is a little bit better in my opinion, but it's good.
Awesome. I do want to let everybody know that Frightmare Collectibles on Saturday, May 22nd is going to have the star of Super Troopers 2, Club Dread, Slammin' Salmon, Beer Fest, and many, many more. He is a member of the Broken Lizard comedy troupe. His name is Eric Stolhansk. He played Rabbit in Super Troopers. He was also in Club Dread. So you can come out to the shop on May 22nd, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. and meet Eric Stolhansk, a.k.a. Rabbit from Super Troopers. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to bring him out. So come and see us. This is going to be awesome. Super Troopers. If you're a fan of that, if you're a fan of Club Dread, or if you're just a fan overall of the Broken Lizard comedy troupe, this is a cool guy to meet.
I'm going to tell you guys, I got and Lloyd too, I got a case. I got a case of brand new Super Trooper VHSs. I got a whole case of them. So
sweet.
I got you set up.
Those would be great for getting autographed. But get them up on your website.
No, they're gonna come. They're going to you. Give them to Lloyd.
There you go. I didn't know you had Lloyd. So it's the first Super Troopers.
Yeah, I got a case of them. I actually ordered the case after you announced it. Ordered a whole case.
Wow.
A guy had a whole case of them. He's like, I'll give you all of them. I was like, yeah, I'll take them
Well,
all.
that's pretty cool. That might be that might be very cool to get signed, right?
Yeah. So love that. And in July, Lloyd and I will be at a couple of conventions locally too, won't we, Lloyd?
That's right. We're going to be at the Honors Convention in Mesquite.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys want to come out and say howdy to us, and if you're close to Mesquite, if you're not, then drive to it anyway.
Drive to it anyway. Yeah, that'll be that's July. What's it? It's July 16th through the 18th. That one is in Mesquite. So Lloyd and I will be there and doing what we do. We just hang out, look pretty, do what we do. And also, we're going to be at the Retro Expo in Plano in July. We'll actually have booths set up there because we'll have Frightmare collectible stuff there. So lots of fun stuff and be hanging out with people. So it's going to be fun. I like going to places and doing things now that stuff is, starting to lighten up a little bit.
Starting to happen again, yeah. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Hey, Travis said he's going to the Plano Con this July. Good. We have a booth there, Travis. We're already all set up for that. So you'll see us there.
Sweet. All right. So what else do we got, guys? Anything else, Charles?
Man, guys, that's it. You know what? That is it. That's 1965. So thank you guys for, we started off with a little bit of fun audio stuff, but that's just kind of what we do. We like to keep you guys on your toes. It can't be easy. Come on.
Exactly. So that's it, I guess. I guess we don't have anything else to say, and we're going to go ahead and wrap her up, right, Charles?
We are going to go, we're going to wrap it up. Brad asked why Frankenstein Conquers the World wasn't included. Well,
I don't know. It's a kaiju movie.
Yeah. Frankenstein versus Baragon. On top of that, it's not that good of a movie, but we can get into that another time. So,
yeah.
What do you got, Lloyd? That's it, guys. That's it, man, guys. We're rolling.
I think that's it, guys. I want to say thank you to everybody for joining us tonight. This was a lot of fun once again. And I can't wait till the next show, which will probably be Wednesday, right, Charles? Or Thursday. Tomorrow night, we've got a screening. We didn't mention
tomorrow night. Oh, yeah. We're not very smart. Tomorrow night, we're doing a Twitch Prime watch party again for the second week in a row. Lloyd decided to watch Shockma. And if you need to be refresher, just watch the trailer for Shockma because it's the best trailer where the monkey jumping in the air while somebody screams, Shockma!
Yeah, and we get to see a lot of red baboon ass that night.
I love red baboon ass, man. That's like my favorite thing.
It'd be awesome. Oh,
hang on. We'll do that tomorrow. Adding to my watch list.
Dirk Jason Hall just did a tip for $5, and he said, thank y'all for adding to my watch list. Absolutely. I hope you enjoy all the movies on here. I am really, really looking forward to watching Shockma with you guys tomorrow night, so please join us for that. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. So we're going to do that tomorrow. Then we'll do another one in a couple of weeks, and maybe we can have somebody co-host again with us in a couple of weeks.
Perfect. All right. I think that's going to be it for me. I want to say thanks once again. You guys had a lot of fun. Peace out. And we'll see y'all very, very soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Goodbye, everybody.